sun was up, Donnie checked his phone for the clock. It was already 10:15. Donnie groaned. It was too cold to get up. He had his sleeping bag all nice and cozy, but what was the point sleeping away the entire day? He reluctantly got out of his sleeping bag and quickly threw on his coat. He unzipped the door and stumbled out of the tent. It was sunny, if anything, but the wind was atrocious. It was making the tent go haywire. He looked over and saw the others had their breakfast. He walked over and stood next to the fire pit. "I didn't start you any eggs 'cause you were sleeping. You know, they would have gotten cold." Mikey waved his tongue around, picking at the charcoal pieces that were still glowing red. "I can start you some now if you like." Donnie looked at Mikey, then looked at the coals. The fire was completely out, and he didn't want Mikey to build another fire just to cook a couple of eggs. No, it's okay. I'll have something else," Donnie said as he walked over to the picnic table. He grabbed a couple pieces of bread and put a slice of cheese in between. It looked stupid, but it was a cheese sandwich nevertheless. Not grilled. About an hour after having his breakfast, the others were starting lunch. Good old turkey sandwiches, without avocado this time. "Hey, Donnie, are you hungry?" "No." "Okay, we'll pack your sandwich away for now later, then." Donnie ran his finger through the dirt. He felt like he was missing something he forgot to bring. No, it wasn't his lab. It wasn't even technology related. But he was missing it. Throughout the day, Leo and Mikey were also finding that they forgot things they wished to bring along with. "What do y'all want?" Mikey and Leo told them the various items. Raph knew he wouldn't remember all that, so he had them write it down. Donnie was still sitting in the grass, pulling out the grass blade by blade. "Donnie, was there anything you wanted while I'm back at the lair getting these two guys their stuff?" Raph knew it was a dangerous question, asking if Donnie wanted anything from home. He could ask for his entire lab, and Raph would have to tell him no. But Donnie seemed oddly quiet. He nodded his head. "Okay, can you tell me?" Donnie lifted his eyes to look at Raph and shook his head. "Okay. I'll just bring you back with me so you can grab it yourself. Sounds good?" Donnie stood up, and it seemed like he was ready to go. So Raph took Donnie back to the taxi rocket to the lair with him. Raph had finished gathering the stuff on the list and went to find Donnie. "Yo, Donnie, I'm done. Are you ready to go?" Donnie came out of his room, holding something small in his hands. "Is that it?" Raph asked, because he was surprised Donnie didn't have a truckload of tech in his arms. "What is it?" Donnie slowly opened his hands to reveal an Atomic Lass action figure. It was silly that something so small and simple felt like a lot more when you didn't have it near you. "That's all you want?" Raph asked with a smile. "Yeah." "Okay, let's get this stuff over to the campsite." Soon they arrived back at the camp where Mikey was already starting a fire to make dinner. "Back so soon, I see?" "Yep. Here, Leo, I got your comics." "Thanks." "What are you making dinner?" "Back so soon, I see?" "Yep. Here, Leo, I got your comics." "Thanks." "What are you making, Mikey?" "Walking tacos. It's where you take small bags of chips," Mikey proceeded to demonstrate. "Put some ground beef in it. Put some cheese, lettuce, sour cream, guacamole." There was the avocado again. Something about guacamole didn't sound very appetizing that day. "Close the bag, mix it up, and done. For you, Donnie." Donnie took the bag and looked inside. It looked like a jumbled mess, but it smelled good. And he was kind of hungry since he didn't actually eat that extra sandwich they made him. He took his food over to the picnic table and ate there. Mikey proceeded to serve everyone else too. After they are done eating, Donnie picked up the bar of soap and was about to walk to the restrooms himself, until everyone else decided they had to go as well. So they walked over to the restrooms. It wasn't so bad. It felt safer knowing his brothers were right there by his side. Mikey, being the typical brother, ran to the restroom. Either he was blowing off excuse energy, or he really had to go really bad. That was a question only Mikey could answer. 4 entered the restrooms, but only 3 appeared to have come out. Raph and Leo were chatting their heads off. Donnie looked around and noticed Mikey was not with them. "Where's Mikey?" "Probably still in the bathroom." Leo folded his hands behind his head. Donnie looked around and noticed Mikey was not with them. "Where's Mikey?" "Probably still in the bathroom." Leo folded his hands behind his head. Donnie stopped and turned around to confirm the probability. Opening the door, he peeked inside to see if he was washing his hands. Nope. Donnie walked in and peeked under the stall doors to see if his feet were there. Empty. Mikey was not in the restroom. He went back outside and checked around the restrooms. He wasn't there either. He quickly made his way back to the camp. Just when he was about to tell the others he couldn't find Mikey, he found him snuggled up in an orange sleeping bag. "Hi, Dee! What's up? I could have sworn you had gone to the restrooms with us." "Oh, I did. How come I didn't see you exit?" "'Cause I was done before you even left the stall." "Okay, I understand now. Sorry to bother you." Donnie exited Raph and Mikey's tent and walked over to one he shared with Leo. Speaking of which, Leo was already in his sleeping bag and sound asleep. Guess it doesn't take much to run his energy battery down. Donnie quietly crawled into the tent and wiggled into his sleeping bag. The temperature should be warming that night. Somewhat of a relief for Donnie, he did not like the cold at all. 30 minutes later, a horrible dizziness came over Donnie. It made his stomach turn. He shifted his position, but now Donnie decided to make a break for the restroom. He grabbed the soap again and rushed into the restroom. The temperature was warmer that night by 20 degrees. Then why did it feel like it was freezing? His back tensed up and his teeth chattered so loud he could have woken up his brothers from a mile away. He made it to the restroom and quickly got inside. Again, he went to his little corner of the large stall and took a few deep breaths. If he threw up now, at least he could easily clean up. His throat felt thick. If he had just a little water to drink, that would fix everything, right? But he left his bottle in the tent. He started to think about the food he ate. At that moment, food sounded like the most disgusting thing ever. Thinking about it made him feel sicker. He took a few more deep breaths, hoping to calm down the storm building up in his stomach. Slouching over made it hard for him to breathe, but sitting straight made his head spin. It was a lost situation. All he could do was pray that it'll go away. An hour later, he sat in the bathroom stall, and finally, it felt like the dizziness left. He got up and briefly used the bathroom while he was still in there. Washing up, he could feel he wasn't cold anymore. And when he walked outside, the temperature felt better. Still a little chilly, but it was manageable now. Donnie made it back to the tents. Opening up his tent, he saw Leo sleepily sitting up. Donnie stared at him, but Leo just stared into nothing. Before Donnie could ask if anything was wrong, Leo was wearing his coat to sleep. Donnie grabbed a small blanket from the side and draped it over. Leo stirred, but looked comfortable. Donnie proceeded to climb into his sleeping bag and drifted off to sleep for the night.
Happy Gilmore is back, and to celebrate, we're right where the magic happens. U.S. Bank, which has never looked happier, and the rewards are stacking.
Donnie woke up in a panic. For a moment, he thought his brothers had left him. He looked outside the tent and found them all getting ready for the day. Donnie sighed with a bit of relief. Guess it was just a dream. The wind was still going strong. When he sat up, he was greeted with the tent flapping his. Now that Donnie had some energy, he decided to do some of the dishes. They sang together, singing musical numbers. Donnie tried his best to remember. Done finishing the dishes, it was already lunchtime. Turkey sandwiches again. Did Mikey really not plan for any other sandwich meals? The day was rather slow. Nothing was really planned. No hike, no fishing, no playing around with the ball. Nothing. Everyone seemed to be doing their own thing. Donnie hid back into his tent and dug out a book to read. It was called The Wing Feather Saga. He didn't get very far, though. He got about 1 or 2 chapters until he was too annoyed by the constant wild wind knocking the tent over. A sketchbook and a pen with a purple ribbon on it. A gift? But it wasn't his birthday or anywhere near it. He looked over and saw there was another present with a blue ribbon on Leo's pillow. He untied the purple ribbon. When he opened it, the sketch of a note fell out. To up. Donnie. He came around the bend as the campsite came into view. His hands to the beat. I never had a good rhythm to it. He then added some chords except Leo. Leo, why aren't you